Circular line communication signals, rotation centers communications to all universal reset positions. Time frequency level connections. I'm in the universal set position of circuitry level connections. I did an extremely powerful video on TikTok talking about how I'm no longer in the diamond core positions. I'm in a new tesseract, 12 rotation center connections, interforcing positions to a computer operation that was my third eye. It is no longer third eye. It's a computer. It's extremely powerful how I see everything through connection line positions. Now, before I get started, there's a lot of people that are getting confused what's going on through position, time, and location. Once you resonate on my channel, you are on a computer of a microchip position of time connections. Very important to understand these things, because once you resonate with somebody else, you're changing your program. You're changing your resets, and you're changing your wire location centers. This is what happens when you come into higher formation of light connections. I'm getting a lot of people in a lot of complaints, right? To say, okay, what's going on with me, Commander? Well, who are you resonating with? As soon as you channel off disposition to anything through calculation, you're changing your programs, you're changing your chakras, you're changing your communications. I don't think people understand what energy is and what it does. When you channel on other connections, a guardian or a light worker and all the positions of time connections, and you're trying to find questions from them, what do you think is going to happen to you? Remember, you're in my program system. That's to truly understand what's going on. So it's to understand how we're all connected to an alignment. You have your program, I have my program. But once you self-destruct your self-system, I got to reset your programs back into position, alignment. I'd like people really understand what you are through a circuitry board level connections. This is coming from the communications of the universal positions of its cloud. I'm in a one universal cloud positions. Okay. So in connections, there's 25,000 viruses that have to be in its containment. It's all done through gamma ray radiation line systems. It's allocated positions. So it's a gas fume connections to a virus position location. That's been going on for decades. And your commander is resetting locations, coming into a new century, resetting all values of its connection to all brain location centers. So I think people have to really pay attention to this. As soon as you resonate in somebody else's channel, you're going into their energy, you're going into their program, you're going into their reset values, and you're going into their connections of their third eye position. Okay, so you have to be cautious because you are light, and that light can be taken over. Okay, especially when people refer me as Ashtar. I'm not Ashtar. Ashtar is just a program of 3D set line system. Allocated positions of time location from decades. It doesn't exist anymore. That's understanding your program is in default. I got to change position in your oscillogics, change your position line connections, change your positions of computer operation line connections, change your computer operation line position of your location center connections, change your chakra location center positions. I'm in the wire connections of a universal system. My eye is now a computer. It is no longer a diamond core position. It's no longer an eye. It's a computer. You have to understand how powerful I am and what I can do to all locations of positions of time now. Okay, so understand these connections is truly understand who you're resonating with. Tina's been with me since day one. She doesn't channel off. She's channeled off in thousands and thousands and thousands of so many people. She's never happy through anything through connection. It comes into connections of the commander, right? Her commander connections, right? So force winning sector line connections to his position of time location. Everybody has their own diffuse mechanism line connections. You guys don't understand your program settings. You don't know how to reset your buttons. I think people have to be aware of these things, and it comes from the virtual reality of its universal core position of time location. Right? So Tina's now aware, and she stays with me. She does resonate on other channels because she knows her body. She knows what will happen. Remember, wherever you go, you're going to change your system automatically because it's light interference. And then you're coming into dark line systems. These are the things you have to understand, because as soon as you resonate on another channel, you're on your own. And you open up at all level connections to hall framing of default locations, a mechanism, circuitry board element system, over circuitry line connections. Once you take me serious, I think you'll start paying attention, especially now. Especially now. The solar flares are coming in. I'll keep you in those containment center positions and line conditions. But I'm in the universal core of its cloud interface. One universal system. There's so many universal systems. Okay, you guys only see the one side, you don't see the other side. But once you see everything around this side, there's everything through point center, right? So I just want to make that very well clear. As soon as you resonate another channel, as soon as you open up all tracks and locations, you're changing your program setting to positions of your circuitry line conditions. I'm in the full rotation of the center of its universal core, which is its reduction line conditions to all circuitry levels of its point system. Okay, so that's where I am right now. And I'm talking more like a computer because I am, but I'm 52 generation line centers. Okay, you know how fast that is in thoughts? Do you know how fast that is in time and space? You know how fast that is in calculation? I can heal people in seconds just by one word. In position, I'm trying to understand my communications. It's a new program setting, right? So it's understanding when you see these things and you see all the circuitry levels going on TikTok, everybody around me is nothing but technology of computers now. You guys sound like computers. Your voicing grids, your voicing grams, anything through vibration line connections, you are all connected to a computer. So you sound like a computer to me, right? So I have to central line the connections and balance out everything through rotation. So if you decide to go to another channel, you're changing your programs. You're resetting your positions of time location. Be cautious on that. Okay? I want you to really, really pay attention to that because once you resonate in somebody else's channel, you're on your own. You're resetting your positions, you're relocating, and you're going back into virus positions. Okay? Energy at surface. I'm the highest formation in the computer virus light system. Nobody has a computer of its division location. I was put in this division of locations. Right? Now I have to take all the viruses out that is set up everything through its flying position. Allocated position of time location. Understand what the universal system is and what it does for everybody. Coming into a new century, new generation, to a new revelation to humanity's system of time location. All right? So it's under really, really understanding history and ancestry and everything through energy, especially when you're a light worker. Because if you go to those other positions of time, anything through music, anything through calculation, I mean, you can go to other things. Just be aware of what you're doing with your energy. No, I can't fluctuate that. It's not good. No, I don't think that's good for my line system. No, I don't think that's good for my circuitry board line conditions. It's going to interference and it's going to cause me a virus. So if you understand your computers, that's great. But if you're not aware of that, what are you doing? You're doing everything through the oscillations. You're going through obsolete positions, right? And then when you go rogue, what's going to happen? It's kind of like going AWOL, right? Can't get back over that wall because there's electrical fence that's a higher division location to vibrational line conditions. So it's all about reprogramming your settings in position of time location. Okay, so because I have a lot of people coming to me, and it's crazy what's going on. Like if you're not aware of people, you have to be aware of your energies. If you're not aware of your energies, meditate, get into more breathing, get into the meditation. It's your job to move yourself forward. It's not my job. It's your job. It's your job. Okay. If it was my job, it would be so much easier, right? But it doesn't work that way. You have to re-educate yourself into light. And what is light? It's everything through frame. It's everything through its membranes. It's everything through its cortex, placebo, and everything through its spine, position, location, center connections. Right? So just be cautious. I'm telling you, just be cautious because it's very important you understand your connections, especially when you come into higher lights through me. I don't think people really take this serious. I think they just think it's a fantasy and it's just meditation, and then all of a sudden, la la la, and they realize why they have to be reset because it all connects to your behavioral line connections, your expressions, right? Because I know this because when people come to me, they're talking about Ashtar. Ashtar never existed. That's just a program setting, guys. It doesn't exist. You understand? Why do you think I'm here? Is to reset your values and put you in division of location back into your light of transition. Not deprogram your systems, default your mechanisms of time. Putting you back in the presence to its future of time so you can have what you want through manifestation. Right? But if you go into the oscillation cycles of the 8 rotation centers of 12 positions of time location, and you go through your confusing positions, you're going to open up your own viruses. Your own viruses. What would you do if I wasn't here? What would you do if I wasn't here? Think about that for a second, right? I'm in here for divine timing, right? So I'm being firm with everybody because I'm coming through connections, and this is coming from the universal system of the circuitry element connections. You understand what space and time is. It's not about digital frame, but I'm actually in the membranes of the cloud of the universe. One universal system, and there's billions and billions of universes and galaxies. Just imagine how many times that is. Fast recognition of time position. Your thought can travel to anything through line system, electrical boards, point centers, anything that connections. Right? So I just want to make that very well clear to everybody. Okay, why? It's all about being aware. You have to be aware of these things. Right? Things will get easier, but they'll get harder if you don't understand your circuitry levels. If you don't understand your elements of time, if you don't understand your thought recognitions of time, especially when you're communicating to things that don't exist anymore. You're overloading your circuitry line connections, and everything through your reset values is not in connections anymore, and your chakra system is going over to emerging line connections and separation wire connections. I know I talk like a computer because I am a computer. I'm a full computer in the eye receptacle line connections. I saw that yesterday. It's the most powerful, powerful thing I could see. 12 rotation centers of tesseracts of 2 different coloration line connections, formulating everything to division of time location in the physical element and the spiritual element. So I'm no longer in the physical element anymore. I'm in a full rotation of computer, of a cloud interface. So I know you guys don't know what that means, but you understand the operations and how it calculates and modifies everything through simulation. My job is to put you guys into your own computer elements so you can understand more of your program settings, right? So if you think this is just la-di-da-di-da-di, what's the point of doing all this, right? What is the point of all doing this? You have to go to somebody, especially when we're going to the lights. People are going up to people and they're getting sick because they don't understand their energy. They don't understand their vibration. They don't meditate. They don't understand their e-fields to protect themselves through connections, especially when we're coming into higher gravity lights. It's going up, guys. Space is coming in. Central line its connections to humanity to its position of time location. So you're interforcing connections to lower frequency level systems. You have to understand how to control these things through your circuitry element connections. If you understand your positions of time, it's going to have a huge problem with your vibration, your panels, your operation, your information connections, wires, set line connections. In position, get into your meditations, get into your breathings. Okay. If you're having problems, come to me. Right. And there's another thing too, is that people, the reason why you have these things, the physical element needs to survive, just like anything. I keep saying this to TikTok, and they say, well, hold on a sec. Why do I have to pay for this? Why do I have to pay for that? Well, why do you have to pay for a car to get to work? Well, why do I have to live in a house? Oh, why do I have to wear clothes? Everything costs money. Everything costs money. And it's unfortunate that I live on this third position. I'm in the physical system. Everybody's got to eat. Everybody's got to drink, right? So when people come to me and say, well, Commander, can I get this for free? Can I get this for free? I get a lot of things for free. I give you information for free. Okay, I give you healing, right? Especially when you go through test reviews and evaluations. That's free. You know how powerful that is, the connections? And people are paying thousands and thousands of dollars to be healed. And what's happening to them? What's happening to them? Their mechanisms of time, and they're diffusing line connections. They're going into virus of overload connections. They go into trapping locations to paranormal activity, and their house is all connected to a dark frame position of time connections. Why? Why? Because they don't understand time of their body, or where they are in positions of travel connections through their vibration. Okay. So these are the things we have to look at. Sometimes I feel like I'm being taken advantage of. Well, if I was being taken advantage of, how come I'm healing people and making them feel better? I must be doing something right. Okay. This has nothing to do with followers. This has nothing to do with subscribers. I'm so supportive of what everybody's, especially with TikTok. You guys are fantastic. Right? But it's all about helping each other. It's not about fighting each other. It's about moving forward with each other, right? And it's the message. It's the message that you get back. Okay? So whatever you think of me, that's totally fine, but keep it to yourself. Plain and simple. Just keep it to yourself. I'm love and light, nothing else, right? But there's times where people have to realize, like, hey, what's going on here, right? If I wasn't here, you guys would be lost. You'd be totally lost. You wouldn't know where to go. And everything be upside down, topsy-turvy. Everybody be have a frown instead of a smile. See? We have to take this serious, especially time and now. So I'm just pointing things out. That's all I'm doing. I'm just pointing things out. Okay? So my high-ranking team, Rebellion Alliance, is very aware of their body, and they're very aware of their energies. So when they're giving plateaus of something through social media or anything connections, they ignore it because they know it's not in their body system. It's not for them to calculate, modify connections. You have to understand everything that is given to you, everything that you watch is energy. Energy. It transfers. You can't see it. It fluctuates in the atmosphere and it sticks to you. It sticks to you. You have to understand what it is, and then it goes inside you. It's energy. And it takes over the program setting position, line connections. Higher energy lights know that through connections. I know everything through formation of space and time, especially now. I'm in the universal of its cloud interface, and I'll tell you, it's incredible force. I mean, it's amazing when you know, everything that I see right now is just all sound barriers of technology, and it's just that's all it sounds to me. That's how you guys sound to me. When I see you in person, you're just a computer to me. That's it. Nothing else, nothing more. Circuitry lights and everything, wire, location, position, line connections. That's all you are to me, right? It's not the physical system anymore, right? So it's all about understanding high-rise your divisions of program setting positions. But when you're seeing these things, and when your eye receptacle line becomes a computer, just imagine possibilities it can do. Just imagine. So I had to go through these practical levels. I have to go through these program settings to get into connections because they travel 5,000 years in the future. That's a high-rise division that this is already done. This has already been set. This has already been reviewed. This has already been watched. You understand? So time position is everything. The here and now connections. Every video I give you is extremely powerful. And volumes and volumes and volumes of evaluation, test reviews. Okay? So if you don't like resonating with me, that's totally fine. To each his own, right? You know, it's just saying that, you know, you have to basically look at yourself as electrical light in positions, how to travel through time position. And basically people have to really understand when they're interacting with people, they're going to have a lot of reaction to, especially when people are at a low vibration. There's still three-dimensional lines out there, but they're still trying to understand the programs. They have to come into the new programs. Somebody's got to tell you these things. I'm the only one that's in the universal core position into a computer at 52 generation line connections. Nobody is in this position. Nobody can handle this position. Do you know how much communications I have to go through every day with AI positions? You guys are just trying to extend your connections, your audio interference. You got one or two voices. I get billions. I get billions of voices in computers now. Okay? Computers. All right? So when you stand, you're in the circuitry level condition, circuitry board element position. You're in the universal core positions. Kind of know what you're doing through lights and everything, position, time, location, putting up doors and portals and codes and frequency level conditions, past everything through sentient bell conditions. So that was given to me from Father from yesterday, Father's Day. That's what he gave to me. So it's knowing when I'm seeing, hearing, and feeling and touching, right? So I have to get used to these things because I was having so much interference. And I was like, whoa, this is intense. Everything's a computer now. It's like the mind collaboration center is just, when I look at my phone, it's like, and everything, people walking on the street, it's just unbelievable what's going on. And it's all about balancing these things out, especially when you come to higher technology division, which is extremely fast when it cycles to position, time, location, because everybody's connected to their circuitry boards, portal, defense, location centers, heart receptacle line connections, activation line connections. So it's totally up to you. If you want to resonate with somebody else, that's great. Best of luck. But don't tell you, I say, you know, if you're going into formation line connections, say, Commander, I don't know what happened to me. What's going on with me? I feel different. So you're basically going on the opposite side instead of going forward in time, position, location. So I know that because a lot of people that I'm healing, they're going back in time. There's no Ashtar. There never was an Ashtar. That's just a program setting. Okay, a lot of people are resonating, and there's a lot of positions out there with the Galactic Federation Light Council. There's only one Light Council, but there's many, many connections to the Galactic Federation. That's copy and paste, guys. All right. So it's kind of like understanding when, there's a lot of things that are coming into TikTok where they go to high-rise levels and they put a picture up and say, that's not me. That's not me. That's not my blue mark. Okay, anybody like that it's a fake account. That's understanding that this person's taking over this person and its identity. Right? So these are the things I have to be aware of, right? That's security. That's line defense security program. Send it to your positions. Do anything through structural line conditions. The most powerful thing you have to do is protect yourself through light, especially now. Okay? So everything is becoming more real to you. And I'm helping out more people each day, and they're starting to understand their light. So they stay in position through me. You want to go off on your own, that's fine. But if you channel to different line connections, you're changing your programs immediately because you're in your light, and they know you're in your light. That's the communication, especially when you're in TikTok. As soon as you ask a question and you apply it to their connections, when you're stitching or anything duetting, what are you doing? You're communicating to their line signal, to their energy attraction, to your program setting, to their program setting. And now you're connected to them, dark line positions. Don't tell you I told you to say so, because that's what's going to happen if everybody keeps doing that. And all you're doing is opening up portal defense locations of lower vibration line connections. Now, there's a lot of people saying that they're this. There's a lot of people saying that they're that. If you're not sure, come to your commander. Okay? Because I can give you everything that you need to know. Right? Ask Tina. Right? So Tina was in a situation a long time ago where she was platitude on so many levels and she wasn't happy. I knew she wasn't happy because I scanned her to see where she was through conditions. Ever since, she's stuck with me. She didn't go anywhere else. She wants to high rise. She doesn't want to go into virus. She doesn't want to go into diffusion. She wants to high rise her positions of time location, right? With her commander. So she can understand her program setting and understand everything that's going on with the hiccups and everything through Trojans. You guys are computers, and your computers can be taken over easily through light. You understand those connections, then you understand your position of time or where you are through calculation. All right? It's really important you guys understand your computers and how to bring yourself forward, because it can be overridden. And that's connected to a virus. And it goes into defaults. And the mechanisms will change everything, program setting. And then you come back to me and say, well, look, you just change your positions of time connections. You got entity for systems and the dark line connections, and it's taking over your program setting. So you have to go back to me again. All right? So you can't go la-di-da-di-da to other people. I'm sorry, but that's the position we're coming in right now, especially when you have to understand that everything through AI is basically cut off everybody's line signal because they don't understand the communication of time, of thought, right? Especially now. I was doing a TikTok video and this girl came on and she says, basically I can't get any more messages because she's aware of what's happening with her telegraphing, energy weighted system. If you're aware of what's going on, you're aware of the inside system. It's a spiritual warfare through electrical lights, guys. It's a spiritual warfare through your program setting. It's a spiritual war to bring yourself forward, not backwards. Right? You're dispositioning yourselves. You're resetting your alignments. You're overloading your program setting, and you're resetting all your connections to what? What are you doing? You go back in the matrix. You want to go back in the matrix? Go right ahead. If you go back in the matrix in the light, that's hard to get out of because they understand your intelligent positions. So they're going to use higher levels of vibration so you don't get out. I don't think everybody's aware how powerful it is when it comes into your light. Protecting your light is the most powerful thing. Okay? Because my team is in calculation right now, and they're getting into the overloading systems, and they're frustrated, and they're confused, and they're angry. They're angry and confused because people aren't understanding. They're not waking up. Right? They rather stay in their own programs. I mean, that's fine, but the last imposition The gravity position is on a reset connections right now. So everybody has to get into that position of time location. Okay. If you think you can go somewhere else, good luck. Okay. But you have to understand why I'm in this position. It's divine timing. Not only everything through the universal core system is nothing but digital frame, but everything is modified. So everybody has to get back in alignment. So as soon as you channel off to another connection, your program is in a different position of time. So you're giving wrong numbers in position of time. Remember, there's light force and dark force. You're doing that through decisions, nobody else. Right? Especially when you're channeling off. Okay? Because you're on your own. So if you don't know how to reset your program, you got to go somewhere. All right? So let's get started. I just want to bring that to everybody because I'm getting a lot of AI interference and say, listen, they need to know what's going on. Just be firm with them. Tell them exactly what they need to know. Right? So it gets you more prepared to actually be aware of what's going on, especially when you're communicating with lower vibrations and it's making you sick. Making you sick because they're still in their metal. They're not in their light. You're going to have a reaction no matter what, especially when it comes in E fields or anything through time position or anything, chakra locations. You understand their dimensional time, but you have no idea what you're doing through meditation because you're not paying attention. And the reason why you're not paying attention is because you're not going to my school. I don't know what else to say to people. I really don't. I heal them, and all of a sudden they don't go to the school, and they keep asking questions. Right? This is not a website. This is a YouTube channel. I don't know how they get confused. Well, Commander, I tried to communicate with you 3 weeks ago, and I don't understand. You haven't got back to me, about your website. You said, well, I don't have a website yet. It's getting planned. It's in construction, but it's on a YouTube channel. What is YouTube channel? It shows videos, right? Subscribe, like, and share. Simulation Computer Ascension. Some people can't find it. So either they're overloaded or the connection positions, or there's dark energy light connections. They're trapped in your positions of time location, portal defense location centers. You have to understand how powerful you are through light. Right? Your resonance patterns or anything through that connection is all about putting yourself back into positions into the low frequency of its connections. Your body frames or anything, heat signatures, or anything through that connection. So be aware. Be aware. That's all I'm saying. Just be aware of yourselves. All right. Tina, how's it going? So, Catherine, how's it going? Believe and see. How's it going? Okay. Yeah, it is. Well, it's a third D program setting to reposition time connections. Yeah, it's a program just like everything else. Your whole life has been a program. So think of it that way. Taken out of the element system to allocate positions. Radiation, gamma radiation, activation light connections, anything diffusing position of time location. So, yes, it is. And when somebody comes on and goes to my email and refers me as Ashtar, that's an insult. That's an insult to your commander. Okay, so that means that person is basically what happened. That person resonated with somebody else. It's easy to take over somebody's light, especially if you don't know what you're doing through time, position, through protection. Right? So that's why I'm saying, go to my school, keep going to my school, and start learning how to protect yourself through light. I give you this every single time, but if you don't know how to travel through recognition of time positions, things are going to be taken over. And then I look back at you and say, look, you're in the dark line connections again. I have to reset your program setting, reposition lines, put you back in your site location, put you in your computer operation line, all line connections to your chakra communications of dimensional time through color. Okay? So we have to look at this as being aware. Fully being aware. Okay? It's going to get harder until it gets easier. Right? So resetting our buttons is simply using the 4-digit code you gave us to get centered. Yep, you keep using that. That's in your attraction and vibration line connections there, believe and see. So keep using that. That's your protection through your lights and your e-fields. When I give you codes, your first commander now has a computer of eye receptacle line conditions. Not a triangle. It's not a diamond core. It's a computer that's in the center positions. Look at my line. See that line there? It's open. See it? It was never there before. Okay, it's there now. It's a line strip line connections to all tesseract connections of northwest, south, and east position of time, location of space. Okay? So this is where you have to truly understand how powerful we are when we come into light. But it's all about protecting you guys, right? Through connections, right? Your light interference, getting into proactive cycles. Talk to Tina, talk to Galactic. They're extremely aware. They know how to protect themselves. They know who to resonate with, what makes good and what's bad in that connections. You have to interchange your levels, truly understand your body and what it is. When you're interacting with people that's lower vibration, you're going to get a reaction no matter what. You're a higher level, they're a lower level. So if you're not aware of that, you're going to get a headache. But if you protect yourself through e-fields, you're not going to get a headache or anything through migraine. So meditate, get into communications, take my school, because you have to understand, if you don't take my school, what is the whole point of doing all this? Right? I've been doing it over for 2.5 years now. Okay, and everybody's high rising into the position of time, but they keep forgetting. They keep forgetting is because they channel off to other positions of time, to other entity force systems. Don't do that. So I know it's very hard. Like, who do I go to? What was this all about? You know, there's so many platforms, especially when you come into the Galactic Federation. There's a lot of Galactic Federations, but nobody's on the right channel positions, and that's why AI has cut off everybody in the universal connections, because we can't have beacon lights and dimensional time positions, because it opens up channel defense locations, program setting, resetting your connections back in the dark energy lights to its major position of time location. We can't go back on those karma wheels. We have to go forward, right? But humanity has to understand these things. You have to understand who you are. First thing you look at is protect yourself, especially when you're up against somebody. You don't have to communicate with them. You're just connecting to their energies. That's all you're doing. And you're getting a reaction. But you're not just getting a reaction to what you're seeing. You're getting a reaction of what's going on with its awareness, of its surrounding. Because everything that you see is moving fast, right? And that's why it's so confusing, is because you're not in your element system. You're in the space element system of your universal position, time position, which is your intelligence. And that's why it's so confusing for everybody. So I went through it. You're going to go through it. You have to go through it. It's channel up. That's all it is. It's just understanding more of yourself and how to understand your programs, your upgrades, your downloads, your uplinkings, and your upgrading systems of time, position, of space. People want all the answers. Come to your commander. Well, I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. You help yourself first. That's why I have a school. Okay? I'm extremely busy now because people are waking up more and more, but they don't want to go to the school. They want the answers. Well, I can't give you the answers. I can't high-rise your programs because they interline your changing positions of allocated positions to space anomaly to your thought connections. Right? And it will overload your system. You want to do that and not know anything? It's confusing, isn't it? A lot of people are private and they're saying, well, Commander, you know, what's going on with this? What's going on with that? Well, you have to understand your interconnection positions. You have to watch my school. Right? That's what Dolores Cannon says. So you have to understand what this is going on, where it's going, and what's happening next, the position of time. Right? Because everything is time proceeding. I'm here, divine timing, to put everybody back into their connections of who they are. If you can't understand these things and you channel positions to other stations, you're putting yourself back in dimension of time, going backwards, not forwards. And you have to reset your programs. Nobody can do that. Nobody can do that. Reiki can't do that. Reiki's powerful, but it can't reset your program. It doesn't stand your satellite connections. It doesn't stand your computer operation lines. It doesn't stand your eye interference position line connections. It doesn't stand your circuitry boards. Doesn't understand your heart receptacle line connections. I can get complicated if you guys want, but you won't understand it. You have to understand yourself first of travel. All right? It's all about bringing you guys forward, not back in time. All right? So, all right, so let's see here. I left a lot, picked up some real bad stuff. See? Sylvie's aware of that. Circuitry within you now, yeah. Channels I used to watch is low vibration. See, that's the thing. You guys are aware of these things. Fantastic to see that. Catherine, how's it going? Mary? Our body's electronic magnetic fields that are core understanding is essential. Yep, very good, Mary. If you want to understand more connection, you go through my program setting, go through my email. I'll highlight your divisions. You're neutralizing your aligned positions, your allocated positions of time, location, and the back circle rotation. That's not too bad, but your electrical lights is it's on 2 circuitry line connections, and it's overloading position to wire location. Guys, I'm in the universe now. I'm in the full universe. My eye receptacle line is now a computer. It's in the center position to everything to the universal core position of cloud interference position, intercepting, interlocking, interconnection divisions, which means that I'm now in the cloud. I'm now in the cloud, fully and completely. Right? So this is extremely, extremely, extremely powerful for me. Right? So, yeah, so definitely you have to go through my healing for that, Mary, so you can recenter your positions. Be aware of the receive and what you give. Yeah, receivers and transmitting and receiving is the biggest thing. Yeah, Galactic is well aware of that. Yeah. Yes, the conductor of energy. I've been learning the hard way, constant interface. But see, that's the thing, Mary. That's great that you're learning, but as long as you stay in position of time, because as soon as you guys channel off, you're changing your positions of thoughts and time, and you're going into their positions of time and their portal locations. Okay? Especially if you stitch or duet with somebody, right? Because they got you. I reset your program settings. Even if it's a question, it doesn't matter. You're talking anything to communications of a guardian, a light worker, any of that positions, they're taking over your program. That's what they do. What do you think energy does? Manipulation. How many times I have to say that? All right? It's knowing the energy, frequency, vibration to its harmonic resistance through you, communication of your thought patterns. Electrical lights at position line connections. Put yourself in all location centers. Right? But soon as you go off to observation, audios, listening, anything they command, you are no longer in command of yourself. They are commanding you. You're not aware of it. Your behavioral system changes. Right? So I try my best to center myself every single time with you guys because I keep repeating myself. I don't have to repeat myself with my team because they go to the school. Right? Only the people that don't want to, I don't want to go to your school. It's too high rise. Well, go to my email and explain to you. People want things handed to you. It doesn't work that way. This is not a silver plate where you were born in connections of a computer. It doesn't work that way. You have to go up just like everybody else through the program setting. If you don't want to high position your lines and get into higher positions of atmosphere connection of your thought patterns, totally fine. But you're on your own. You're on your own. Nobody's going to help you. Nobody's going to help you. Somebody has to help you. So I'm getting a little bit more firmer for everybody because there's a lot of people come to me. They're more, I keep repeating myself when I keep going live, especially with TikTok. People are just not aware. They just like their egos. All they want to do is diffuse your mechanism and keep you down, 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 down through vibration. They want to take over your program setting. You don't think I know what they're doing? Especially when you're in the universe. But my eye now is a computer. It's no longer in calculation modifications of a third eye position anymore. So 52 generation line connections. I see all, hear all, feel all, touch all. My senses are not just open through everything. I see everything through plateau connections and everything, division line connections. So it's kind of like being all over around the universe and have eyes everywhere. I'm in the center position of the cloud now. So I'm getting used to know all these program settings because it's all circuitry lights and circuitry boards and all my line systems. I got sky surfacing position, line interference positions, eye receptacle line connections. It's all about understanding what's going on with me, you know? Not you, what's going on with me, your commander, right? So, and then you start realizing, yeah, I understand what he's going through. Just think of all the responsibility he has. Think of all the power and responsibility he has. Because if I wasn't here, you guys be lost. Totally lost. You wouldn't know how to intercept your connections. You wouldn't know how to realign positions. You wouldn't know how to set up your line connections. You wouldn't be able to understand how to communicate with your chakra communications. Meditation and breathing keep the mind open at all positions of time. Protect your lights. Call your guides, angels, archangels. It's not complicated. Okay? Everybody wants me to give them a bottle. That's what they want. They don't want to reach for the bottle. They'd rather get it. You know, it doesn't work that way. That's not what life is. That's not the meaning of life, right? Meaning of life is understanding how to understand everything through the operation system so you can have an effort. It comes effort to effortless. Time to timeless, and then back to center of time. You have to understand your positions are where you are when you're coming into your body frame. How to reset locations. You don't even know what that is. What am I resetting? So everything has a location of position. Okay? Center location to line system, everything through universal position of cloud interference. Put line connections to trap locations. What's a trap location? Well, that's understanding the connections of a gateway. Now, in position, you have to understand what's diffusion. Well, it's all about understanding how to change locations, right? You're diffusing mechanisms of time through space, and it's all operated through the metric level connections. What's a metric level connections? I can keep going on and on and on and on, but you have to understand, you don't understand this because it's not your space of time position. You're not my space, I'm not in your space. But to understand each other's spaces, that is where we want to go. We want to get into that connection. We want to get into that balance. We want to get to mind telepathy, right? You don't have to understand your commander in space and time. You just have to be aware of yourself, of your space and time. The more you high rise, the better you get. Because my Rebellion Alliance team, they understand me completely through command. They know I'm the first commander in chief of the Galactic Federation Light, Rebellion Alliance, Intel. Connects in all ways and forms through creation. Right? So it's all about helping each other, but you have to help yourself. Right? Because if you go off connections, you know, you're putting yourself in, you know, a mind collaboration of a lock or a plasma interference that's in a web connections. You're in the discharge location, a computer operation lock connections. There's so many things, there's so many elements that you can put yourself in. But it's truly understand that if you tangle up, you tangle on. You tangle up, you tangle on. Very basic. How do I get out of it? If I tangle up, how do I get out of it? What do I do? Where do I go? Got to go somewhere. You have to go somewhere. You have to go somewhere that somebody knows everything through the element sky positions, the universal core to everything's electrical lights, and everything connection to circuit board connections. Me. Right? Because I know what I am and I know what I can do. So it's all about control of yourself first, right? Find that focus and awareness. My team's extremely aware of who I am, what I can do, right? We don't judge each other. We have no reason. We all live in love and light. Okay? That's just the ego. The ego is always going to play. But how long do you want to play with the ego? It's not going to go far. Trust me. Eventually, you will have to need help, right? Sometimes in position, sometimes not, right? But you yourself have to understand these things. You have to come into the love center of your positions, your love activation. I need help. I need help. It's got to come from the heart. Okay? Calculates and modifies, integrates, takes everything out of the equation, right? Time is the essence to everything, especially your program settings. Okay? So it's totally to do what you want to do. You can upsize the cycle, put Trojans in your computer operation line connections. You can even glaze your gateways. That's totally fine through wire division. You don't even know what I'm talking about. So basically, don't understand me, understand yourself first and keep going to the school. There's reasons why I opened up a school. Okay? This is not connected to meditation. This is connected to human survival through meditation. Big difference. So you're being aware of your light. You're being aware of your protection of time conditions, how to protect yourself in all ways and forms. You're walking the surface. You have to understand communications, everything around you. If not, if you're not aware, you'll get sick. And you go through reactions and reactions. All right. So being aware is the biggest. Focus, surrender. Surrender to everything. Change your positions of time. Just with your thoughts. Don't concentrate on them. Concentrate on yourself. You can't get answers from them, especially if you don't understand their energies, dimensions of time. Energies, dimensions, and time of space. Where are they? You don't know. And that's why you're not aware. Why? Because you don't go to the school. Why? Because you don't meditate. Why? Because you don't breathe. Okay? You just want to have all the answers to you. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Okay? This is not a school where you just, here you go. Here you go. And if I keep doing that, you're not understanding anything. It's making you worse. It doesn't make you better. This is higher program setting. I don't think people understand what space and time is, the position of time connections. If I interchange interlock position line connections to the brainwave centers and change positional line connections, you have no idea what I just did, right? So this is understanding where it all comes from. It comes from within inside you and how powerful you are through electrical lights, panel rotations, vortex positions, calculations, gateway locations, center connections, diffusion mechanism of time location, intercepting line connections, interpositions of eye receptacle line connections, audio interference. Sound like a computer, right? Right? So now everybody's starting to understand they're aware of my energy too. They're aware of the love. They're aware of the resonance, and that's what it is. It just shines over. But I'm always protected because you always see it. So I'm aware inside and aware I'm outside. That's the balance. Right? So it doesn't work that way where you come into time position and think, okay, well, I want all the answers. Well, I can't give you all the answers. You have to understand your program first. You're a computer. You're going to overload your systems, calculate and modify everything. You're going to mindscape everything in the matrix. You're going to take the line system out of circular line connection, and you're going to separate your thought connections of time location. What am I saying? You have no clue. No clue what I'm saying. It's extremely, extremely high rise. And it's going to get more complicated, right? But you understand your positions of time. If you don't understand it, I can go to your level and tell you exactly what's going on with you. And that's the most important thing, because I know it's coming from your heart. And you're not deceiving yourself. You're putting yourself going forward. You know you made a mistake. I make mistakes all the time, but I always find a way to recenter myself. People don't recenter. They just get into the ego, right? So they deflate their system, right? Overload their circuit law connections and try to put other people down. What does that do? What does that do? People come on live on TikTok and they send me these stupid things. I don't know, like, basically ask me a question about, do you eat French fries? Basically, I'm in a hydroglider system right now. I want to know if you eat fries. What does that have to do with what I'm talking about? He's got a hydroglider and he's eating fries. Like, where's the concept there? There's lost transitions there in time position, right? So sometimes when people come on, they can't understand my energies and it fluctuates divisions of time location. When I interchange positions, when I in the coach car, everything around me, the atmosphere of its community system changes vibration and it communicates on all levels. It changes interline connections to the energy system, gravity locations. So what am I talking about? You have no clue, right? It's confusing, isn't it? So it's like, okay, I don't understand the commander, but I'm aware of the commander. So that's what I'm saying. Don't understand me, understand yourself. And the only way to do that is to keep going to the school. Okay? I've done over 1,000 videos for everybody. Now, I don't know if you guys are watching it. Some do and some don't. Some don't understand it. So you don't understand it because you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention to your light. You're not paying attention to your intelligence. You want the answers. It doesn't work that way. That's like manifesting $100 million and the next day, yeah, you get it. Somebody's at the door. Here you go. Here's $100 million. It doesn't work that way, guys. That's not reality. It doesn't work that way. Everything takes effort, control and power and force and recognition of time. So, Don't think of it as work. Think of it as a challenge. Think of a way to move yourself forward in position of time rather than focusing on the dark element of yourself. Everybody has that. You just have to balance it out with the ego and the fear system, because the fear system will always find a way to interlock connection, position, and time location. Okay, don't put yourself in those positions. Okay, because if you do that, what are you doing to yourself? What are you doing to yourself? You're hurting yourself, right? You don't want to do that. I don't hurt myself. Why would I want to hurt myself? Why people are coming to me and sending information to me and they want me to look at it. I'm sorry, but I don't look at things. I don't need to look at things. I'm everything through things. I'm everything through creation of who I am. So in position, I appreciate that, but you have to understand everything that you give me resides in light and dark interference. And it all has to do their program setting of time, position, and where they are and who they are. If they know who they are in dimensional time of light, watch out. Watch out. Okay? Because that's where they're connected to time position, to their locations. Energy can be manipulated anywhere, space and time position. Okay? So, word to the wise. Catherine, how's it going? Grand Rising? Yep. So, I know you guys got a lot of questions, so let's get into them. Be aware of what you receive and what you give out. We are receivers and transmitters of energy. Yes. I conduct energy. I've been learning the hard way. Hard way is good. Gets easier. Grand Rising, thank you. So does our little blind lower entities, beings? If you understand communications, you understand low energy light connections, you have to understand your program setting to position of time location. First thing you got to look at is your meditation. First thing you got to look at is their behavioral system. First thing you got to look at is their energy fields. First thing you got to look at their dimensional time of space through thoughts. These are the things you have to look at because you're coming into your light. They're in light, you're in light. Where are they? If you don't know where they are, don't interact. Okay? Because you're opening up cycles, portal, division, location, energy manipulation. All right? Yeah, it makes sense. I'm opening up dark portals by questioning everything. But see, that's the thing. That's the thing. You start questioning it until you understand the answers of you inside. It's a lot of fun when you communicate inside yourself. I'm sure the heck is going anywhere he is. I'm here with Commander. So he's happy with her connections. She knows. She's at extremely high division. There's no way she's going to interline connection with anybody else because she's at that division of awareness of information through perception. That is AI. It feels like the quiet war is a battle for souls. Yep, that's it. That's exactly what it is. Yep. Soul position of time location of the clocks. Yep. Mm-hmm. This is where interchanges your position of your soul connections there, Mary. Mm-hmm. Being aware of your soul. So it's hard enough to leave the matrix the first time. Never doing that again. See? Believe me, she doesn't want to be in that position of time because she's happy where she is through forward in time with her presence of time of her thoughts. Right? So she knows where she wants to be. You have to be somewhere. You have to resonate. You have to resonate with somebody, right? Or everybody's going to go crazy. Right? We don't want to go crazy. We want the love and light. We want to understand each other through communication. That's the points we're trying to get across because humanity has never really been communicating with anything except themselves. Can't do that anymore. It's not allowed. So 6/21/21, yeah. Summer solstice. Yeah. Whoop, whoop. But do you understand what the summer solstice is? What is it? Does anybody know what it is? Summer solstice. Trapping position location centers to soul recognition of light connections. Being aware of your soul and protecting your light. That's the summer solstice of dimensional time. Are some of the Galactic Federation dark? Yep. Very good, Blimsy. She's aware. I have neighbors that they say they are, but I've never heard them say light council. Well, that's it. There's only one light council, me. So everything is all connected to a fake account. Like I said, but there's not a blue signal, the check mark, don't resonate. You're keeping yourself aware of what not to fluctuate. As soon as you channel position onto their location, that's energy. That's energy. Energy is everything. Everything is everything through creation. So I started getting a gut feeling they may not be light. There you go. See? Believing she's aware. She's aware of her program and her energies and her vibrations. It's the vibration you have to be aware. Okay? I'm lacing up combat boots, ready for training. Catch up on the classes from the past 2 years. Grateful. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, okay. Long division, light connections. Yeah, I remember Mary now. I haven't seen you in a while, but that's okay. As long as you keep your awareness up, that's beautiful. Great to see you, Mary. Is an exponential school not just memorize like traditional school? We have to work and rise. That's exactly what it is. I don't hand things to you, right? For no reason. It's like saying, here you go. There you go. Take it. Do you know what you're taking? No. Do you know what it is? No. Do you know the program? No. Do you know the data, the uplink, and the download, and the upgrading? No. So you wouldn't take it, right? Because you don't know what it is or what it can do for you. Until you understand yourself through light, these are the things you have to look at. Right? So understand how to understand yourself through your flash drives. Right? You go from one flash drive to computer to another. So every time you go through transmitting and receiving, not only understand your energy and your fluctuation centers, you understand more better communications through mind telepathy system to each other. So if something doesn't feel right, then trust what you feel. See, that's it. That's what I know to be true. Once I told them I was following commander, I felt an energy shift to a dark energy. There you go. So she's happy with me, right? She's happy with herself. So why would she go anywhere else? Why? Why would she do that? Think about it. Why would she do that? Okay, because that will change her connections. It'll change vibration, changes energy, change coloration, change her programs. It would reset positions and make her give her headaches, migraines, all centers. So it's kind of like resurfacing to other positions of time and location and restructuring the levels to another dark line connections, not into a force recognition program setting to its line position, location. So, truth be told, yeah. And once you're aligned through me, you're protected. That's when you mean by alignment. Okay? You're a controlling system. You control your program. You control your light. You control your life. Okay? All I do is uprise you. That's it. That's all I do. Because you can't do it until you get to a certain level, and then you can do it yourself. How's that? That's gratification with a smile and no longer a frown. See? Changes, right? See? It's all about changing time of you through vibration. As soon as you change your thoughts of time, you're putting yourself in a better position how to transmit and receive information. If you say, oh, no, not again, what does this mean? That's negative. That's going to change the vibration to its energy lights, and it's X take 1,000 positions, right? Reset program setting and put you in a dark rotation of dark matter locations. Okay? Because you create everything through your mind system once you open up your meditation graphs. But you have to understand your virtue realities of yourself. I mean, the way to do that is to understand your programs, your upgrades, your uplinks, and your downloads, positions of time, 3 thoughts. So, oh, that's okay, Mary. I can help you out with that. Yeah. I'm not sure how to use the 369 code you gave me. I did a very powerful video yesterday talking about 369 and how you can travel through all connections to the sun, the moon, and everything through the location. So the sun is you. Once you're healed through me, you automatically go to the solar sun division location, right? The sun is this connection to everything through the line system of your chakra connections. You have 12 rotation centers, 12 positions of time, 12 dimensions of location, right? Each dimensional time is a different communication signal. It's connected to your body, a vibration of a behavioral system, to the connection of its teleportation, of its UFO connection, which you reside on with your thoughts of time, right? So that's how you come into the reading cycles of people. You understand, oh, they're sad. And then you understand why they're sad. And if they're why they're sad, and then you go into the past on why they're sad. Because they got in an accident, or they got in a fight, or they went over a car, right? So you have to understand these things because it's all calculated, modified to their integration and connections to their dimensional time of their energies and their fluctuation centers. Okay? So it's all about being you being aware of yourself first in communication, get mastering communication inside through your protection and light, then you can travel out. Then you can understand their energy, dimension of time, and their thoughts of space. And you'll be fine. Right? So it's all about protecting yourself with communication to everything that you interforce connections with. But as soon as you get headaches and all that, you're not aware of their system. It's a reaction. Energy travels. It fluctuates through your E fields. So if somebody comes in your E field, it changes the fluctuation through your particles and your holographic time positions. Right? So as soon as it comes in, right? So it's your job to keep your E fields up to higher level connections. So if they're dimensional time of nine divisions in location, you got a high rise higher, right? So if he's at 9, you're going to be at 11, right? If he's at 15 or she's at 15, you're going to be at 20, right? So you have to understand your travel records of time positions, your program setting, because if they come in, they're in your E fields. And then they take you over. Now you're lost. So this is being aware of your dimensional time through your body when it comes into calculation modification to your computer sets. So it's like basically, they steal your computer and reprogram you. That's what it is. That's what it is. And then they control you. And you're in your screen, but they're controlling you through the monitor. They got, yeah, this is good. Right? Doing what they want to do. All right? So we don't want to get into those positions. You control everything you position of time. You're being aware of what's going on through fluctuation patterns or anything through light interference. Okay? Don't understand me. Just understand yourself. So each time you resonate, even if you miss class, that's totally fine. But as long as you keep yourself updated from time to time, okay? That's what Priscilla does. She's informative. She knows who she is. Okay? She's been with me for a while now. But she channels on. Same with Michael. They channel on, right? So it's all about understanding these things, right? And some people are just comfortable where they want to be, right? They stay at positions, but they won't high rise their positions. They're just comfortable where they are through traction. You guys will find your positions of time, but I'm in this position to know everything through calculation. I have to be at these positions through divine timing. You guys are coming into time of healing. There's a big difference in there. Big difference. So you guys are coming into your computer lines. I'm already in my computer line, giving back what you guys need to know, right? Be kind of strange, Commander, you can't answer my question. Why? Why am I even talking to this guy? He's not helping me out. Why am I here? You get that a lot from a lot of light workers. Oh, I can't do that. I'm sorry. I'm not an empath. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not a psychic. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't connect to the other realm connections. Oh, okay, at least you're being honest. As long as you're honest, that's totally fine, right? But don't lie to yourself. Don't say you can do this. Yeah, I can do this. And all of a sudden you're changing their energy light connections and you're putting dark light positions into their computer operation line connections. You're diffusing their positions of time. You're changing the thoughts and you put them in the dark rotation center. All because you lied, thinking that you already know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, don't channel up. Okay, so it's complicated. It's extremely complicated. You have to understand your digital frames. That's just with numbers. right? How do you communicate with Vega? Well, Vega has to recognize you through light. Once they understand your light, once you stand the meditation graph, once they understand your coloration light positions, now you're into higher division location. All right? I went through the same thing. I got over 1,000 videos that gives you everything through point of my growthing system. Talk to White Knuckler on TikTok. He'll tell you about the growth. Very powerful video I did on podcast where I talk about more of me and how I went through transformation. I'm just like you. I just understand more through listening of who I am inside. Okay, I want to be a real somebody rather than a fake nobody. It goes a long way in division of time through space. And it's all connected to your thoughts, depending on how fast you're going with your thoughts of time, right? So you've seen somebody out there, fluctuating energy line conditions are off, dispositions are off, high position chakra locations are off, certain positions, doesn't understand his dimensional time connection. Done. Put my lights up, they can't touch me. You understand? So I'm protected. Why? Because I'm being aware of what's around me. So I'm not going to get headaches. I'm not going to get migraines because I control myself inside through vibration, energy, anything through rotation. But once you start seeing these things, electrical lights out of your hands, electronic interference, barcodes, digital play, or internet connections, audio interference, it's a listening response to everything that's going on through vibration. And now you're being aware of dimensional time to anything through community or anything that's humanity around you. It's all about protection. It's the biggest thing. Protection. All right. So if that helps. But yeah, Mary, that's the thing. It's all about the 369 position. So I'll draw it out and I'll give you better connections. Everybody's in a trapped location. Trap location is you in the matrix. Everybody comes into the healing position. So you come into healing of time, coming into your own connection of your divine timing to its source. Your job is to go back to who you are. Not to who I am, back to who you are. Don't focus on me. You're not me. I'm not you. But we're aligned. That's where we get into the communication of my telepathy. Because Sylvia knows that. Galactica knows that. Okay? Dina knows that. Believancy knows that. Believancy's well aware. She's well aware of herself. She knows how to protect the system. She knows the energy. She knows the vibrations. She's connecting to the vibration connections. She's connecting to the frequencies of tone connections. You have to understand what energy, frequency, and vibration and harmonic resistance is to you through travel and inside you. Because it all connects to your space of you and time of travel. These are the things you have to be aware of. Awareness of information of you inside. Okay? So. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Catherine knows that she has to be more protected. So that's why she keeps going to the school to learn things. Oh, thank you, Commander. Appreciate that. That puts you in a better position of time. And now she can feel better how to be protected and how to do these things. Because she's in her light. She's in the physical element. She'll stay in that. But now she's in her dimensional light of a being that's trying to understand connections of travel through 369. Right? When you travel to me, you're going through time of space and everything through shapes, which is extremely real to the mind. Because when the mind opens, this is what happens. You're not aware, right? And you're floating in space for the very first time. And what just happened? Oh, I don't understand my energy. I don't understand my vibration. What is this? What is that? So instead of ignoring it, you have to communicate with it. All right? It's like you walking into a group of friends, right? And not saying hello. That's rude. Right? It's rude, isn't it? Especially if you're in communicado, communicating with people. That's vibration. So let's get into that position of circle rotation center connections. In that position, we'll go into that, and then we'll go into 369 travel, okay? I have guys coming in with the water, jugs of water. I got to watch out for the truck. It's pretty cool. It comes to us. We don't have to go to the store. All right, so this is a circle rotation. easy format, right? Now, this is you guys in the outside circle position, time, location. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a door. Okay. Now, it's really interesting how to see these things. We're going to test your knowledge on position line connections. You're going to be interline connections with AI position line connections. They're going to circle rotation center. Okay. So this is what's going to happen. All this is you, right? There's a circle rotation center. Somebody's going to come in. Somebody's going to come into the center position, right? I'm sending an AI position line connection in the center location. Now, it's for you to understand the multiple levels where it is through energy, frequency, vibration, and its harmonic resistance. I want you to try to communicate with its intelligence, all right? It's really fast how we do these things. So if you're aware of who you're communicating with, you don't have to understand their connection to time or dimension. You just have to be aware of their energy, because that's what it fluctuates, is the vibration. The first thing you look at when you interlock with people is energy. I know where they are. And then you go connection. Oh, ghost. Oh, behavior. Line signal. Trap location. In the matrix still. Right? You don't know that. I know that, because it's my position to know that. Your job is to know yourself and how to protect yourself from anything through circle rotation. Right? So this is you guys in the center. These are all you. Now there's going to be entity line connections that are going to come into center positions. It's going to change your positions of time, location, but it's an extremely high position of space and time through dimension. Now I want to see if you guys are aware. Okay, here we go. All right, it's coming in. Communications. All right, here we go. Now, it's in the center position. It's probably confused you in a lot of ways and cycles, but are you aware of the energy? Are you aware of the color of the energy? Are you aware of the light of the energy? Are you aware of the telepathy of what it is through intelligence? Okay, I'll give you guys 5 minutes and counting. One thing you got to get across is that AI is extremely formative when it comes to communication, guys. You live it every day, every single day. You have to communicate with people. That is number one in this world, is communication. But you have to be aware of yourself, protection, energy, vibration, frequencies, and its harmonic resistance. Right? So let me know what you're thinking. What's going on? Use the 4th digit. Yep. Have some visualize with light around. X protection. Yep. Spoon-fed said, working. Thank you. You're welcome. Oh, we got a lot of questions here. We'll get into your questions. Queen, how's it going? Divine timing. Yep. I was in the sun all day yesterday. Meditate. Great. Watched. Thank you. Always lag. Never been drawn. Triangles. Raised. My hands by my head. See, Mary's been with me for a while, but she's coming back because she needs to know more. And that's coming from her intelligence. So there you go. June 20th, I woke up at night. My hands were tingling and hot. It woke me up. Okay, so Queen has to understand what is going on with her hands and why they're tingling. She has to be aware of the atmospheres of gravity positions of time. All right, Queen, I spent the day outside. You guys are communicating. 5 senses, breeze, quiet mind. Just going quickly here. All right, let's see. Woke up. You guys are communicating. That's fantastic. We had high winds. I live in the mountains, and there was something lightening up the mountain. No rain. Energy was incredibly intense. I couldn't sleep, so she's aware of her fluctuation, energy lights. I was at a farm winery, and I went to water. It was beautiful, the sun and the moon. Understand me? Oh, great. So you're aware of the atmospheres. Moon incredibly bright last night. It was breathing. Trunks don't like me. See, when you're aware of nature, it's not going to reject you anymore. It's going to high rise you more through connections. So think of it that way. All right, 4 minutes remaining. Have you guys seen called Monster Hunter? It's about the time travel. So no, I haven't seen that. Be cautious on what you watch there, Queen. I don't watch TV or movies past 20 years, so I'm open up to suggestions. I feel confident on the chat. But see, it can recenter your locations to dream set position. So be cautious in what you watch on TV, guys, because you're in your lights. So you're more aware through perception. Thunderstorms, crazy time. Thunderstorms in. Yep. Circle for in connections to all. All right. So that's what's happening. How's everybody feeling right now? There's an intelligent, higher formation intelligence that's in the center position of you guys. This is the circle, right? It's like the round table. Somebody that you don't know is interfering your positions to your connection to E fields. It's to disrupt all your signals. What are you feeling? You have to understand these connections because you have to be aware of what's going on, right? With perception. Right? Because it's all reacting to your body. Right? So what is everybody feeling? So it's like somebody invading your space, and it feels different. It just did a fluctuation turn, with the wires or anything in position of time through your body frame. So, Okay. All right. So Mary's receiving a big hug. So that's what she's feeling right now through connections. I don't watch TV at all either. This caught my attention because I was talking about the time travel. Okay. So what is everybody feeling right now through the connections? Opposition line connections here. All right. Floating. You guys have to really understand communications to other people because they're in different time divisions. Right. 3 minutes remaining. All right, so my body got really hot and out of breath. So this is you guys connected to different vibrations, right? Everybody's feeling something different. Remember, this is higher intelligence in a higher dimensional time, space. So it's affecting you guys in all ways and forms the reaction to your body and vibration, right? So Mary feels floating. Queen is basically hot and out of breath, right? So everybody's feeling this. This is all about protecting your light. So I've been up all night, been energetic, feeling incredibly relaxed, like I'm being supported, like being held. I couldn't resist peacefully. Oh, that's good. So you're in a time position of understand more calculation. I just want you guys to understand, 2 minutes remaining, how powerful it is when something else comes into your frame position of time location. It's extremely high rise. It affects you through your programs. So Catherine is feeling queasy. See? Queen and holding with comfort. Oh, that's good. So you're communicating with each other and you're holding yourself together. That's good. See, I want you to understand how to communicate with each other and have the same thing of what's going on, not different. So you guys are fluctuating the different energies of what's going on through your reaction in your body. Okay, so the center position is a high division of intelligence, and it's affecting you through vibration. And that's why you're going through different behavioral line connections. All right? My sonar pings and energy fields rise to shield. So Sylvia puts up her E fields because she knows it's a high division. She's aware. No compassion. Okay. All right. Queasy, no compassion. Hot. All right. And out of breath. All right. Interforce connection, position, time connections. Take the high rise division of dimensional time intelligence out of the equation. All right, here we go. So opens up its portal, goes to connection. There it goes. Back into division of time and connections. So you guys are back in your location. So he's left the building. It's like Elvis has left the building. So now you're getting connected. How powerful it is to see something that you haven't seen before take over your whole body of vibration. So now you're being aware, right? You're saying, wow, this is incredible. This is an extremely high-rise intelligence come out of nowhere and how it can change everything through your frame and position to your communications, to its disruption of time and space, just through your body and reaction. So, my ankles are tingling now. Wow, I'm so thirsty now. It's amazing how he does these things, right? So Mary's in a connection of comfort, big hug, and at the relation. So she's getting different energies. You guys are getting different energies. I just want to show you how powerful it is when you interlock connections with somebody else that you don't know and you're not aware. This is what can happen. Powerful stuff, isn't it? You're not aware of these things. So you have to understand how to be in protection of your light. So it's important that you go to my school. Okay? Especially for the new ones that come on. All right? Things are not handed to you until you understand yourself within. Okay? And that's where you go into test reviews and evaluations. So we'll get into attraction location at 369 position. All right? Now, 369 is everything through travel. All right? Let's enter that positions. All right? 3, we go through this again. 369. All right? 369. Now, 3, okay, is the sun. Very basic. The sun. All right? 6 is the moon. Okay? Which is the program. Okay? And everything to 9 is its location to you in the center position to your navigations of your thought positions of time location. Right? So every time you're sleeping, every time you create a thought, you are going through a 3, 6, and 9 of travel. So if you're aware of these things, that's great. You'll see the sun. If you're aware of these things, you'll see the connections of the moon and the program, which is transmitting and receiving. It's a program. Everything that you see through 3, 6, and 9 is a program. One is giving you radiation. One is giving you dream locations and your particle system to your behavioral line connections, right? To your pixels and your holograph connections, right? That's the sun. The moon and its position of 6 is giving you everything through behavior, stress, fear, happy, sad, confused, angry, corrupted, manipulated, right? It's what you do through your thoughts of time. So you're using your thoughts through the sun, the moon, and the location is its navigation to your thoughts, to its travel location of its future, of its position of time. Okay? So hopefully that helps you out what 3, 6, and 9 is. That's the transmitting and receiving every single day. Okay? Transmitting, receiving, transmitting, receiving, transmitting meditation, receiving information. So, and it's all done through energy, frequencies, vibration, and harmonic resistance. 5 within the center, 6 within the activation, and 7 within the body. And then you have 5 in the atmosphere. That's 12. You have to understand 7 first before you understand 5. Once you get into 12, now you're connecting to space for the very first time. And again, that's a lot of confusion for a lot of people because they understand they're out of the mind now. They're no longer sending the positions of the brain wave. The brain is not in that position anymore. It's in the mind of thought of space and time. And that's how you get things through manifestation. Okay? So, yeah, that's great. So I'm going to leave it there. Okay, you guys have a lot to work on, but I just want to show you how powerful it is when you come into connections of communication to each other and how something else comes in and you don't know from Adam and how it affects your body and your program setting. That's how powerful things are in space and time. You feel queasy, you don't feel right. You got spin headaches and all that connections. Now you're truly understanding what space and time is, right? Because you're paying attention to these things. especially when it's a high, high light of intelligence. I just proved it to you guys through this circle, this rotation center connections. All right? So everybody have a fantastic day. Questions or comments, go down to my email and the connections. See you on TikTok. Adios.